All right, good to see everyone tonight. This is the Law of Creation, session 1. So basically, when we think law of attraction, manifestation, vision boards, we're basically trying to acquire something that we do not have. There is a separation between you and that object. And this is a duality perspective, a perspective of separation. But we need to reframe this and see it's actually the law of creation, that there is no difference between the created and the creator. This is a different perspective that we're going to have here tonight. The creator and the created are one and the same. And we're going to be experimenting with that tonight, along with some other things. We'll be weaving in and out tonight through talks and mini meditations, I guess you can call them, or maybe 5-minute practices or 10-minute practices, wherever they may fall, to get the required experience, if you will. Because it's one thing to talk, it's another to absorb and actually have that direct experience. We're trying to give you the direct experience tonight. We don't want to get lost in thoughts and trying to figure things out, because trying to figure things out is what's creating your blocks for manifestation, law of attraction. The mind's getting in the way. And for most people, these practices do not work because all these blocks are usually in the subconscious that we're not even aware of. And we will have experience of that tonight, how to identify these blocks. But to begin with, and we will do this every session, is to create that relationship with ourself. Typically, there are two of us, the mental you, and you can say the soul, the spirit. We want them to be combined to see that the you is you. There's not this mental version of yourself, and there's not this duality within you, the splitness. So we're going to do a quick practice here, maybe 5 minutes to settle in here and really connect to who we truly are. And I see a few people here just jumped in, so I'm going to add them as well. And we're just going to roll with it tonight. We didn't even do the first meditation, so we'll let them get settled in here. We remember with meditation, life in general, there are no rules. So you want to sit however you want to sit, lay down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you breathe, hold your hands. We're letting all of that go. Because once again, the whole purpose of tonight is not trying to figure things out, not trying to understand, but to let go of all of that. And this is about building that relationship with ourself, that there's not you and you, it's just you. All right, so let's relax. Allow the day to drift by. Feel your feet on the ground. Really come into this moment to the best of your ability. Let go of trying to do it right. There's no rules to meditation, to relax. We can just think of it of becoming present, to remember who we really are. We don't want to attach to words like consciousness, perfect spirit, all that is, I am that. We just want to dive into the deep essence without a label, that which you really are, which cannot be described. So we relax. We want to get rid of all these stories that we picked up, all this programming, that life has to be this way. It has to unfold this way. We're letting all that go, and we're just relaxing into who we really are, the observer, the one who is at peace in this moment. That is you. You are not this body, this identity, your habits, the body's conditions. Anything that's creating separation, we want to remove. There's no inner, there's no outer. It's just one. The created and the creator are one. This is you. You created you. There's no separation. And we just find this peace. of this moment. That's all that's required of us, is to be at peace. This is the most important practice, is to do this daily. It does not matter if it's 1 minute, 2, 3, as long as you can stay present. If you can no longer pull yourself back into this moment, where are my feet, where are my hands, what am I hearing, then stop, get up, walk around. If you continue to sit and you cannot control the mind, the mental story becomes stronger. And that's the opposite effect that we wish, that we desire. We desire to be fully here in this moment, to be at peace, to realize I'm the witness of this experience. And we just relax. Come into balance. This is the first step for the law of creation. Oneness, remembering who you are. Without this, life is messy. You get things you do not want. Problems, issues, conditions, all from forgetting who we truly are. So we just take a moment here and just really feel our feet, really feel ourselves sitting in the chair, to realize that we're sitting, laying down. Whatever we're doing in this moment, we fully acknowledge that we are doing that. I'm sitting, I'm breathing, I'm listening. Getting yourself fully here in this moment. And we just relax. So now we just want to come back. All right, so as we're coming back, drifting back, we have to remember this is the most important step of anything. If you only take anything from all these videos we will create on law of attraction, law of creation, is to remember who you truly are. Without knowing who you are, you're lost in duality, you're lost in the mind, your mind's creating a mess. So if you want to stop the messy life, so you got to stop believing the stories. All right, now we're coming back here. Let's continue on this progression tonight. So once again, we opened our eyes, we stretched out our arms, we're going to dive back into another experience. Tonight, we're going to be weaving in and out from talk and experience, so you can really know what's required of you, if there's any type of requirements. So if we're just sitting here relaxed, at peace, just feel yourself deeply at peace. Now feel your awareness within the body, the aliveness within the body, whatever that means to you. Maybe you place your attention on your heart, your hands, your feet, whatever it is, like the seat of the soul. Find that part within you. This is your awareness. This is who you really are. Now see your awareness lifting up out of the body, and you're looking down at the body, but you continue to travel up. This awareness just continues to go up into the heavens, into the sky, that you're leaving your room, your house. You're just drifting upwards and upwards and upwards. You see the land, you just keep going higher and higher. And it starts the quickening process. And within moments, you're outside of Earth, looking down at Earth. And we will come back to this spot in a few minutes, because there's a lesson to learn here as well. So now instantly, because our awareness can be everywhere, any place, because we are the creator. We now see ourselves in front of this huge spiral galaxy, absolutely huge in front of you. Far as you can look from right to left, there's this huge spiral galaxy. We just want to remind you that this energy that you see in front of you is the energy that is you, that there's no separation between you and this galaxy. It's all created by you because you are the creator, that you are one with all things. So all these stories that we have about ourselves, that life is insignificant, that we don't matter, that we have all these internal limitations. We want to see how false they are. We want you to experience the magnitude of your awareness. It cannot be contained within the body. Because look at this big spiral galaxy in front of you. You are connected to every single piece of it. It goes trillions of miles across. Yet you're to the right and to the left. There you are. There is no separation. Take this in. There are no limitations. There's no lack. Any sense of lack is strictly in the mind. So just absorb this, that you are one with everything. One is all, and all is one. There's no separation. There's no limitations. There's no lack. There's no short supplies. Everyone can have it all because you are everyone at the absolute. So just take in this here for a moment. Now, snap our fingers, we're back looking at Earth from above the Earth. We have a perspective of Earth, this blue ball, we see it. See the Earth in your imagination if you don't see yourself actually there. So know, you as the soul have been in this spot many, many times. In your life review, you were at this spot. And then coming for your incarnation, you were at this spot. When you were at this spot, you were not looking at the earth saying, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to make the earth completely different. Your soul is not saying that. What your soul is saying after the life review is, oh, I had a problem with alcohol this past life. I was really addicted to this stuff. Oh, when there's some parents down there that also have a problem with alcohol, I'm going to go again and learn how to beat this addiction. All of our soul purpose, if you will, is always on the individual level. But usually we fail, if you will, that we don't get it right because we forget that we're here to break that curse of addiction. And then once we do figure it out, we become a role model for that family. And that starts to ripple out through that family. He beat alcohol, she beat alcohol, and it just ripples out. This could be with health challenges. It could be in any area. And to step back, if we look at Sam's journey, he was always looking at Earth saying, I'm going to learn to heal myself. That was his ultimate mission. But it took a while. It took 400 plus years because we forget. We get lost in the human experience. This is why it's so important to remember who you truly are and why you're really here. It's not to make this big difference in the world. It's always on the micro first of learning your lesson, your purpose for coming, be an extension of source to have that experience. And from your individual experience, you can inspire others to change their lives because all change is an individual process. You can't force someone to change. It has to come from within them, who they truly are. So realize you've been outside of Earth thousands, millions of times, looking down, saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do this time. or it could be a different planet, a different system, just constantly in and out having all these experiences. And if this makes no sense to you, that's okay. Each week we will reinforce and expand who you truly are to get you to the point where you are the created and the creator. Once you're in this spot, life just flows. If you don't know who you are, life is choppy and messy. It's anything but flowing. It's filled with disappointments, pain, suffering. So we're standing here above earth, if you will. But let's return back into this body now. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel yourself really rooted and sitting here. And just maybe stretch out, take a breath, and come back into this moment. So we're just relaxing, coming back here tonight. Let's do a little quick review before we advance further. That typically all these law of attraction practices, manifestation, vision boards, is a sense of separation, a duality. I don't have that thing, because we forget that we are one with everything, that we're not small, that we're not insignificant, that we are one with all and all with one. There's no separation. And our soul purpose is always on the individual level, the micro level. So when somebody says their soul purpose is to do this big grandiose thing, it's the mind. It's the mind. Okay, let's dive in some more. So what's next? Where do we go from here? Let's talk briefly a little bit about success. What is the measure of success? Well, we like to define success as knowing who you truly are and allowing life to flow as needed. That is success. Success is never the material. You didn't come here with a sole purpose to collect stuff, whether it's degrees, money, houses, whatever it may be. You didn't come here to collect stuff because this body is going to drop away, fall away someday. So all those material possessions go away. So that's not success. It just may make life a little bit easier if you have resources. That's about it. But you all have infinite access to resources. There's no limitations. But we keep making ourselves insignificant and small. So we need to get rid of that programming by being present. There's no special skills to get rid of the programming except be present. But it might be in an area you're not even aware of. So you want to start to look for where you're being angry, upset, triggered, or you're seeing the same conditions repeating themselves over and over and over again. This is an indication that you're following a program, a habit. So you can say, oh, I keep getting to these relationships. It's a different person, but yet it's the same person. So you say, why do I keep getting to these relationships like this? So you sit with it. You become present, you sit with it, and you allow it to unravel itself. You don't want to keep it alive. The mind likes to keep things alive by dwelling in the past. Like therapy keeps rehashing the same things over and over again. We have to realize that all there is the present moment. So we never look for lack. We always look for good in this moment because it is a mirror life. Whatever you think about, you're bringing about. You become a magnet to that because you are the creator. If you keep seeing lack, you're going to create things that are lacking. So you always want to see the good in this moment. And when you hear your intuition, you always want to say yes to it. That voice is saying to do this, do that. Even the mind's telling you don't do that. It doesn't make sense. But you know in your heart that you needed to do it this way, then do it that way. Do it to who you truly are, that you're not You're no longer lost in the mind. So take that 1 minute out a day, 2, 3, 5, 10, whatever you can do in presence. If you sit there for 2, 3 minutes and you cannot bring the mind to where are my feet, where are my hands, I'm sitting, stop, get up, walk around, try again later. You don't want to reinforce that story. You want to get the mind under control, to relax, to allow life to flow, not demanding, not pushing. And that's what a lot of these law of attraction manifestation practices are pushing, demanding. Life doesn't work that way. And Abraham would say you're holding a certain vibration. That you want to hold the vibration of that. But we can't really hold that vibration if the mind's all over the place. And we never look for things that are incomplete or lacking. Even if you're having a terrible situation, look for the good in that. I'm alive to experience this. My pinky works fine. Whatever it may be, focus on the positive. Because remember, it's always a new moment. And what you focus on propels the future into that direction, if you will. But if you keep dwelling in the past, you keep repeating that past. And that's not helpful. That is not beneficial. The habit of separation is an illusion. It's just all one. And we're all extensions of source, of universe, of whatever you wish to call it. It's also very important to say yes to your own internal voice. If it feels deeply right to you, do that, regardless of the protest of your minds or your peers. That we're coming here with this sole purpose is always individual level. It's not this big grandiose thing. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do all these big material things. It's really about the individual lesson. And I talked about the addict, was coming back and forth until, he broke the code of and being the role model for his family and then rippling out. And it was interesting. And I saw that my own health journey, that it took me about 400 years to figure out how to heal myself because I was always wrapped up in the story. I forgot why my purpose was to come here to learn to heal myself with no outside help. And it took a long time because we get lost in our programming, our story, our identity, whatever it may be. We get lost in that. Because you look at people like their sole purpose and they write these big grandiose things. It's not. It's on a very individual level. If you haven't done it yourself, how can you inspire others to do it? There's a lot of fake teachers, out there, if you will. Fake it till you make it. Well, that's not really the sole purpose, is to do it, then be the example of that. The main important practice is know thyself. Without knowing yourself, life is messy. Because once you know that you're all that is, you don't have a need to worry anymore. There's no more stress. And eventually you learn how to create as the creator as we progress. All right. Well, take good care of yourself. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.